Hi, it's Dannii from the ScrapFX design team for November 2022. Today I thought I'd do an off the page project using this acrylic palette. I'm going to use the new Frida rice papers, the ones that I designed a while ago that have been reprinted. So I'm sanding the acrylic block just to get the shininess off so that I can get some rice papers to stick on them. These are Michelle Logan's sketchings number 1 and 2, which I'll be using on the palette. I'm just taking the extra borders off using a wet paintbrush, and that sort of helps me get a fuzzy line so that when I collage it down onto the acrylic palette, I don't get any sort of formed lines. They're all sort of just nice and subtle and soft and will collage nicely on the back of the palette. So I'm gluing that down with some matte medium, just making sure I get a really good adhesion with the matte medium and the rice papers. And so I'm just tearing off little strips, and I'm going to cover the entire palette with the Sketches background rice paper. So just giving it a dry here to make sure that the glue is adhering to the palette, and just finishing off the last little bits in the background, making sure that I don't have any air bubbles or any creases. So this is the new Frida rice paper. It's just been enlarged, and I'm basically going to cut this out or tear this out. So again, using the wet paintbrush technique so that I get a fuzzy line, and so that it will adhere and sort of melt into the background, so it doesn't look like it's just another rice paper stuck on top. I want it to blend in with the background basically. So I'm just going to give the back side of the rice paper a coat or 2 coats of gesso. This just makes the paper a little bit more opaque, and then the front piece of the rice paper won't soak up all the background, and I'll have all that pattern over Frida's face. So just sort of trialing her out, making sure she is where I want her. And here I've just got a water palette. I'm just activating the watercolours here by wetting the palette down. And I'm just going to make some paint splashes around the palette to make it look like it's a unused Frida palette. And of course, the colours of the watercolours actually stand out really well on that neutral background. Even though it's quite busy, the colours really pop because it's in that sort of black and white colour tone. So just loosely painting and splotching the paints down, or puddling the paints down, should I say. And then drying that water paint off so that it's usable, that I can stick down the rest of the rice paper. So this rice paper is the Frida Face number A. And now I'm just going to give the whole palette a coat of matte medium again. That's to seal the watercolour in, because obviously when it gets wet it will reactivate. And it also helps to blend the rice paper down into the background as well, because I am spreading a little bit of that colour. So I'm just trying to get as many wrinkles out of that rice paper as possible and get a really nice adhesion to the rice paper. Now I'm just getting some archival inks out in the same sort of colour tones as the watercolour, and I'm going to edge the palette here with those archival inks, just in those little rainbow colours. This is just sort of finishing off the palette basically. Again, just giving it a quick dry to make sure those inks are dry before I touch it again. And this is the collage paper Frida quotes. So I'm just picking an appropriate quote. I end up using a black one. I think that will sort of pop a little bit better on the background. Just giving that a quick trim, and I will adhere that down into position. And that's my project done. So a nice quick little project. I hope you enjoyed my little Frida palette and give it a go. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and give me a thumbs up. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.